Good morning, students. Welcome to the online class of St. Thomas English Higher Secondary School. I am your value education teacher, Arpita Nemani. Childrens, today we will be doing chapter number 5 of your moral science textbook, Proud Red Rose, page number 18. Let's begin. One beautiful spring day, a red rose blossomed in a forest. It is the story about a flower, that is a red rose. Okay. So, on one beautiful spring day, a red rose blossomed in a forest. As the rose looked around, a pine tree nearby said, "What a beautiful flower! Wish I were that lovely." The pine tree wanted to be like the rose flower. Another tree said, "Dear pine, do not be sad. We cannot have everything." The rose turned and remarked, "It seems that I am the most beautiful flower in the forest." The rose felt prouded. He said that I think I am the only beautiful flower in the forest. A sunflower raised its yellow head and asked, "Why do you say that? In this forest there are many beautiful flowers. You are just one of them." Then the red rose replied, "I see everyone looking at me and admiring me." Then the rose looked at the cactus and said, "Look at that ugly plant full of thorns." The pine tree said, "Red rose, what kind of talk is this? Who can say what beauty is? You have thorns too." The proud red rose looked angrily at the pine tree and said, "You do not know what beauty is at all. You cannot compare my thorns to those of the cactus." So the red flower insulted cactus plant, but the pine tree said that you too have thorns to the rose flower. "What a proud flower," thought the trees. All trees thought that the red rose is very proud flower. The rose tried to move its roots away from the cactus. Now what did the rose do? It tries to move away from the cactus, but it could not move. As the days passed, the red rose would look at the cactus and say insulting words like, "This plant is useless." The rose flower used to insult cactus plant. "How sorry I am to be his neighbor." Rose plant used to say that I am sorry to be his neighbor. The cactus never got upset and even tried to advise the rose, saying, "God did not create any form of life without a purpose." Cactus plant did not feel bad, and it used to say that God has created everything with a purpose. Now the spring passed and the weather became very warm. Now it was hot weather, okay? Life became difficult in the forest as there was no rain. The red rose began to dry and wilt. One day the rose saw sparrows stick their beaks into the cactus and then fly away refreshed. What did the red rose see? That the birds used to come and stick their beaks into the cactus and then fly away. This was puzzling. This puzzled Red Rose, and the Red Rose asked the pine tree what the birds were doing. The pine tree explained, that the birds were getting water from the cactus. Does it not hurt when they make holes? Asked the rose. Yes, but the cactus does not like to see the birds suffer, replied the pine. The pine tree said, yes, it hurts to the cactus plant, but the cactus plant cannot see the birds suffer. The rose opened its eyes in wonder and exclaimed, the cactus has water? Yes, you can also drink from it. The pine tree said, the sparrow can bring water to you if you ask the cactus for help. The pine tree said to rose that you can also drink the water from cactus plant. Sparrow will help you. The red rose felt too ashamed to ask for water from the cactus. But finally it asked for help. And guess what? The cactus kindly agreed. The birds filled their beaks with water and watered the rose roots. So, the cactus plant gave water to rose plant. Now, the rose had learned a lesson of humility. It changed its attitude towards the other plants. So, now the rose plant understood that a cactus plant can also help him. When it was dry and there was no water for him, the cactus plant helped him by giving water. Okay? So children, what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story which we learned from this is never judge anyone with its appearance. Means we should not judge anyone by how it looks. As the rose plant did, right? He judged the cactus plant with its look and its thorns. But we should never judge like that. We should never feel proud of ourselves. Okay? We should never feel proud of ourselves. And we should never humiliate anyone. We should never humiliate anyone. Okay? Thank you.